Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all are doing well. It gives me immense pleasure to extend you all a warm welcome on behalf of Amity International Business School, Amity University, Noida. With the vision of our founder, President Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, sir, for internationalization and under the guidance of our Group Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Gurinder Singh, sir, of our Professor Dr. Gurinder Singh, sir, Amity International Business School welcomes you to the fourth International Conference of Intelligent Engineering and Management 2023. The conference is taking place at Amity University, London from 9th May 2023 to 11th May 2023. The IEEE conference provides an international platform for presenting and publishing the latest development in the state-of-the-art intelligent technologies with cutting-edge research outcomes related to the topics of intelligent computations and its interdisciplinary application in the opportunities for the delegates to exchange new ideas and a global partnership for potential collaboration. After the immensely successful ICIEM 2020, ICIEM 2021, ICIEM 2022 and ICIEM 2023 is expected to be more exciting, stimulating, and educative. The conference is organized in three different tracks, which are ICIEM 2023, second, the role of digital technology to support the UN Sustainable Development Goals, and third, emerging technologies for innovative practices in engineering. And in this session, we'll be talking about ICIEM 2023. So now I would like Yashodhan to introduce our session chairs of this meeting.
Hello, Yashodhan. Hello. I think you are on mute. We're not audible. Can you just check that, please?
Thank you so much, Yashodhan, for that wonderful introduction. Now we can start with the presentations.
Good morning. Let me add one thing more. Dr. Vandana Sharma is another session chair, and she's joining us shortly. By the time she joins us, Ravneet sir, can we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
I request the host, we can start with the presentations.
Good morning, one and all present here. I'm Daksh Makija from AIBS. Guidelines are as follows. A presenter shall be given time of 7 minutes for his or her presentation. It shall be followed by a question answer session.
Dr. Vandana has joined us. Ma'am, can you come in this screen only? Ma'am, you can join in this screen only. I can. Okay. Start.
Welcome, ma'am. Welcome to the session, track 2. I request Yashodan to kindly introduce.
Good morning, everyone. Dr. Vanda Sharma is an associate professor of Amity Institute of Information Technology, Amity University, Noida campus, India. Dr. Sharma has served NAAC accredited A++ institutions like Guru Gobind Singh Interprofessor University, Delhi, and Calcutta's University, Great Noida campus. They have 14 plus years of teaching experience at the postgraduate level and has guided 100 plus students resolutions experience at postgraduate level and has guided postgraduate levels. Dr. Sharma obtained her doctoral masters of technology and bachelor of electronic commerce degrees from Guru Gobind Singh Interprofessor University, a Delhi State University in India. They are a senior member of IEEE, member of the Women in Engineering Society, member a keen researcher. She has published 50 plus research papers in SCI and Scopus Index international journals and conferences. Dr. Sharma have contributed voluntarily as a keynote speaker, session chair, reviewer, and a technical program committee, TPC, member for reputed international journals and IEEE conferences, and have presented their work across India and abroad. Currently, she is a postdoctoral fellow at Lincoln University College, Malaysia. Also, she is an honorary adjacent professor and senior fellow of the Scientific Innovation Research Group, SIRG, at Beni Suef University, Egypt. Her primary areas of interest include artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, and the Internet of Things. Moving on, Daksh would take the dice.
Thank you, Yashodan.
Thank you so much, Yashodan. Now we can proceed with the presentations.
With paper ID 95, paper title Exploring the Potential of Machine Learning for Early Diagnosis of Parkinson's Disease, a Comparative Study. Kindly present Devi Padma Karnukaran, the corresponding author of the same paper title.
Good morning, sir. Am I audible, sir?
I would like to request the presenter to switch on the camera, please.
We are requesting the presenter kindly proceed with the presentation.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Yes, Devi Padma, you are visible to all of us. You can start with your presentation.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Devi Padma, your screen is also visible. You can start with the presentation.
Yes, sir. Yes. So, good morning, everyone. I'm Devi Padma Karma.
Devi Padma, kindly unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Sir, am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible. Please start with your presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So good morning, everyone. I'm Devi Padma Karunagaran, the paper presenter on the topic exploring the potential of machine learning for early diagnosis of Parkinson's disease, a comparative study. The abstract of our paper is the neurological ailment Parkinson's disease affects millions of individuals globally. Along with machine learning, there are a number of prospects for computer-aided identification and diagnosis that offer that offer direction and enhance decision making. In an effort to improve the technique for diagnosing Parkinson's disease, we have proposed a model for early detection of the condition. Performance and speed were taken into consideration when XGBoost, a new machine learning technique, was developed. Introduction. The Parkinson's is a neurodegenerative ailment. They specifically target the dopamine producing neurons in the brain. They mainly affect the central nervous system. The general symptoms of this disease are tremor, memory loss, tight muscles, lack of instinctive movement, and sleep difficulties. Diagnosing this disease at this initial stage may help to cure the disease. We have proposed a model for early detection of the condition. A decision tree based technique called extreme gradient boosting is developed. The dataset used here is the UCI repository's PD dataset, which comprises measures of voice recordings from 31 persons, 23 of whom have Parkinson's disease and the remainder are healthy people. The features are extracted using the generic algorithm. The key features retrieved and employed for disease prediction are tremor, jitter, and frequency. The goals of our study are to distinguish the behavior of healthy persons from people affected from PD by looking for dysphonia or speech difficulties brought on by deteriorating health. The objectives are finding potential biomarkers and eventually a cure for the disease is the aim of using Parkinson's data from public databases to construct a model that can precisely identify a person who has Parkinson's disease and to employ this technique in the diagnosis of numerous diseases in the future and spare vital human lives. So according to the paper, machine learning methods with decision forests for Parkinson's detection, supervised machine learning method random forest has been used for the classification task, but the efficiency is limited as the result is only based on accuracy and sensitivity. Diagnosis of Parkinson's disorder through speech detection using machine learning algorithms for International Journal of Innovative Technology and Exploring Engineering. So the support vector machine for the Gaussian kernel function is used after the optimized features are removed, but the model was restricted to certain features. The third paper is early detection of Parkinson's disease using deep learning and machine learning. Though the sample may be large, there is no separate validation set and limited generalization in the dataset. The techniques that we have used here are here. So the base classifiers are decision trees and random forest. Decision tree classifier divides the data being processed into subspaces based on particular functions. Making a decision based on conditional control phases is helpful. A few ensemble classifiers used are random forest classifier. This classifier reduces overfitting by arbitrarily generating decision trees and averaging the result. It just randomly chooses a small group of features and the best feature is then used to split at the node. Bagging classifier. This classifier method resembles random forest almost exactly, but it varies from it as it considers all of the splitting options offered by the node instead of taking the subsets of it. The ADA boost classifier, sometimes referred to as the adaptive boosting classification approach, is an ensemble learner that focuses on fitting weakly trained classifiers and boosting the expected value with each iteration. So the methodology that we used here is initially the dataset must first be loaded using the pandas library as data frames. Labels are distinctive, discrete values used for classifying the data. The dataset may contain varied data, continuous or not, to normalize all and bring them to standard values. To use them in our model, we use scikit-learn packages. Then using the same tools, we splitted the datasets into two categories, one for training and the other for testing. Then we employ a variety of algorithms and scikit-learn packages to forecast their accuracies. So this is the result of our study. So we have applied various base classifiers for the model, and the results are compared in the following figures. The accuracy of logistic regression is good, however, it is slightly underfitted. SVC has a quite low AUC. The accuracy of training is substantially lower than that of the testing. According to F1 score, decision tree exhibits greater stability as a classifying method. But random forest is the algorithm that performs excellently in terms of fit, accuracy, and recall. The base classifier has a good accuracy but needs a bit of enhancement for better performance. So to enhance the base decision classifier's performance, we have employed both sequential approach boosting and the averaging method bagging. With decision tree as base classifier, we employed bagging, but the accuracy was not satisfactory. But the boosting produced better performance. The performance of gradient boost is best. Great fit and accuracy, best and best memory. All errors are false positives, which is advantageous, and the AUC is decent. As a result, we used the XG boost algorithm to calculate accuracy, and the result was 94.87%, which is excellent and higher than the other competing models. Conclusion. The modern world is progressing by offering several solutions to nearly every issue that mankind is currently facing. Based on our research, we have developed a model which offers more effective solution both conceptually and practically. While designing models, another important factor is to choose data variables that are easily available and recordable in the electronic medical record when creating a new prognostic index, since this enables real-time predictions of life expectancy. It will eventually assist clinicians in identifying the illness, as early detection is the key to treating Parkinson's disease. So this is our future work. Future uses of AI-driven digital platforms can improve clinical treatment and research by producing extensive, trustworthy, and sensitive datasets that can be used for healthcare decision making, both during and between appointments. So there is a need for more artificial intelligence-based research in future. So that's all. Thank you everyone for listening to me patiently. Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Actually, our chairperson's call dropped, and they'll be joining soon. They'll be joining us again soon. So let's just wait for the moment.
Yes, sir, sure.
I request the IT department to kindly intervene. There are people who are in the waiting room. I request you to kindly let them in. We are really sorry for the technical glitch. Now we can proceed with the next presentation. I request Daksh to kindly announce the next presenter so that we can proceed with the presentation.
For such a great presentation. The next presenter is paper ID 99, Geographical Crime Rate Prediction. Riyank Rajput. Presenter name Riyank Rajput.
I think we'll move on to the next presenter, Anwar Mr. Nadab, and the paper title is Green Computing, Optimized Underutilized Host Detection in IQR VM Allocation Policy, paper ID 101.
Hello, team. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let me just share my deck. Request you to confirm if my slides are visible.
Yeah, they are visible.
Okay, thank you. Very good morning to each and every one of you. I'm Anuradha, currently pursuing Masters in Computer Science Engineering from Amrita School of Computing. Thank you, Amity University and ICIEM for giving me this opportunity to present my paper on green computing, optimized and utilized host detection. This is paper ID 101, and I'm Anuradha. And Dr. Bina BM is the co-author and my guide for this paper. Now, before going further, let us understand the table of contents for this paper. We'll first talk about introduction to green computing as to what green computing is all about and why is it needed in the first place. Then we'll understand the motivation behind this paper, why is it required. Post which we'll understand the literature survey as to what are the inferences which we got from the previous work which was done by different authors. Once that is done, we'll go through the implementation part and the code part, code snippets. we'll discuss the result, and we'll probably at the end conclude and understand what are the future scopes associated with this approach. Now, to talk about green computing, it's basically using of computing devices which are energy efficient in order to make sure that the carbon footprint is very low. This involves frequently using computing resources, which involves VM allocation or deallocation, or migrating of VM, or migration of hosts in such a manner or an order, or such that the resources or the computing resources, be it RAM, heat, electricity, is consumed very less to make it more energy efficient. Now, since we already know that with respect to all the data centers, they are always power hungry data centers, because they process a huge amount of data, and they generate a lot amount of heat. In order to cool down, we again need extra electricity or energy is consumed to cool them down. So since we need green computing at the data centers in order for conserving this energy by proper utilization of CPU resources. Now, to talk about the literature survey, these are some of the papers which I had considered. And this first paper talked about what are the advantages of green computing, green cloud computing, in terms of power management and energy efficiency. The second paper talked about what is this cloud simulator tool, which I am currently using, and why is it affordable, and how we can actually generate cloud scenarios by using this simulator based on the data set. The third talks about what is the carbon footprint associated with the data centers. Like it's, I mean, as per the survey, they found that 30% of the global carbon dioxide emission is through data centers. So there exists a huge, scope through which we can decrease the carbon footprint by, using efficient algorithms or any of the VM placement algorithms. Next paper talks about what are the various simulators which are currently available in order to make use, like you have Cloud Sim simulator, you have Fog Edge simulator, you have other simulators. Which one should we go with, and what are the pros and cons of those simulators? Next paper talks about Cloud Sim DVFS, a technique used by one of the authors in Cloud Sim Simulator in order to reduce the energy consumption and maintaining the service level agreements. And the last paper talks about the effectiveness of simulating scenarios using Cloud Analyst. Now, to talk about the dataset, this is used from a Cloud Sim Simulator, which has Planet Lab, which was taken for random 10 days. And these are the datasets. I mean, there's more, but this includes basically values like CPU utilization, jumping from one host to another, and different values. Like MIPS, million instructions per second. These are all binary files and can't be opened. They need a different format to be opened. Now, before going further, we'll understand some of the Cloud Sim terminologies. One is data center, which actually has the hardware requirement on which allocation is actually done. This data center may have different OS and may also have different storage allocation and RAM policies. Next is the host. What do we actually define as a host? As you can see, this is a host which on top of which we run different virtual machines. These virtual machines can have different configurations altogether, but all these virtual machines are hosted on this host machine. Next, talking about these terminologies, which are very important. One is VM migration. When do we say a virtual machine is migrated? Then we migrate a virtual machine from one host to another machine if we want to shut it down. And this next is SLA violation, which is called as service level agreement. This is basically deals with the credibility and the availability and responsibilities associated with a given task, which is given as a subtask to the data center. Host shutdown basically accounts to if the host is currently not used, then it will be shut down in order to save electricity. And energy consumption. This simulator currently checks and gives computes the energy consumption in kilowatt hour. That is how much amount of energy is consumed per hour. Now, this is the previous approach, that is detection of underutilized hosts in IQRVM allocation policy. This is the algorithm. And in order to trace it out, we see that this is the input, that is the excluded host. And the output will be at the end of this algorithm will return the underutilized host. Now, minimum utilization is currently set to 1, and the underutilized host is currently set to null, as we don't know what the underutilized host will be. And minimum utilization is set to 1, as in it is 100%. Now, for all the hosts which exist within the host machine, for all the hosts, we'll check if it is in the excluded host. If it is in the excluded host, we'll continue. If it is not there, then we'll just check the utilization. That is, utilization equals get host.get utilization of CPU. This parameter extracts the CPU utilization from the host and stores it into the utilization parameter. Now, if the utilization is greater than 0, it means it is currently under use, and the utilization is lesser than minimum utilization. This is less than 1. That is, if it lies within this range, then we need to also check if there are any VMs migrating in or outside this virtual machine. If that is the case, then we will continue. If no VMs are actually migrating in or out, then we'll mark this as, as per the previous approach, this will be marked as a minimum utilization host, and we'll store those parameters, and this host will be underutilized. Stored as underutilized because out of all the hosts, this had a lesser value. This is what the algorithm is. Now, consider a scenario in which you have a host machine. Even though if it is running at 50% load, then also it will mark this as underutilized host, which altogether increases the SLA violation and the number of host shutdown machines. Now, this approach talks about adding this parameter that is called as lower threshold concept. Now, what we did is we added this parameter called as a threshold parameter that is a constant value which lies between 0 and 1. Now, if a current utilization extracted from the host, if and only if it is greater than the threshold, then we'll continue. We don't need to mark this host as underutilized as per the previous case. Now, by doing this, if the utilization is lesser than a given threshold, then only we'll mark this host as an underutilized host. Now, these are the results with the previous approach and with the lower threshold approach. As we can see, the simulation ran for 86,400 seconds, which is equivalent to a day. And you can see the energy consumption with the normal approach was 177 kilowatt per hour. With a threshold of 0.35, if we add a constant value of 0.35 here, then we see the energy consumption to be around 171, and the overall SLA violation was 0.12. Here it is 0.08, and the number of host shutdowns. Okay. Was 5,439, and here it is slightly lesser. That is 4,200, roughly around, say. It is lesser. Now, based on this, we can conclude that by by varying the threshold values like 0.35, 0.4, we are able to consume less energy, and this is done by minimizing the number of host shutdowns, which in turn helps us in decreasing the overall SLA violation. The future scope associated with this approach would be to apply any of the machine learning algorithms to detect if we have a suitable value for the threshold value, or if we already know the type of operation which will be performed on the data center, then we can use a mathematical model to approximate the threshold value, which would help us in least energy consumption. And these are the couple of references which I have taken.
Here, now I can just
Hello, your voice is breaking.
Oh.
Hi, yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Yes, first of all, I would like to congratulate you for
I think there's a technical difficulty, ma'am. I'm unable to.
give us a minute.
Sure.
Dr. Vandana is joining again.
Sure.
Hello,
Yes, ma'am.
am I audible? Okay, so I have one question for you. Could you please explain the threshold value? The threshold value you have taken for considering the system is underutilized.
Yes, ma'am. So threshold value, I'll just share my screen. Just give me one sec. It's visible, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's visible, dear.
Yeah. Okay. So with respect to the normal approach, there is no concept of threshold value. Now, the idea lies with this, that if, let's just say, if you have a parameter which could help us in defining or, setting up a constraint, that only if the utilization crosses 50%, or if the utilization is less than 50%, or, that scenario, then only the host needs to be shut down. Because there might be instances where, load sharing is happening and all the hosts are currently at 50% load. By using this algorithm, the previous approach, it will make sure that one of them is shut down because it has lesser value. But with respect to the threshold value which we have incorporated, this talks about we can use a constant value which should lie between 0 and 1, but we need to check what is the current fit for this. What is the current value that can be used based on the nature of task, or based on the data set which is currently used, or based on the incoming requests to the data center.
That's very rightly said. Definitely, according to my observation, it cannot be only 50%.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
I know.
Yes,
Only
yes.
if a host system is using only 50%, or it is only utilizing 50% of it, we can't say that it is underutilized.
Yes. Yeah. As per that
And
approach.
also there can be, what are the other parameters? I'm interested in knowing the other parameters that you have come across to identify a host as being underutilized.
I actually used only this parameter, but there are a couple of more. One is the number of VM migrations which are happening. If no VM migrations are currently happening, then that host can be nullified because it is currently not in use. So that is one more parameter. And apart from this, in Cloud SIM Simulator, there are different CPU utilization parameters that can be used to extract useful information from those. I'm still exploring them. I just considered this one.
Okay, so you can consider the duration also, duration of a session.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yeah.
That is one important parameter you can consider. Also, you can consider the underutilization, not 50%. You may take the data set of the entire, maybe for a month's time, and then from that you can extract the underutilized host machines.
Okay.
From there, you will get to know the threshold value.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that could be yes. That could be a better approach to it.
Yeah, that will be a better approach, and you can always back your answer with that approach, that yes, we have seen last 30 days utilization, and out of those 30 days we see that approximately 27% or maybe 25% approximately what the value is, and according to that value we can say that yes, this machine or this VM is underutilized, and this is overutilized, or this is being utilized being frequently. These kind of parameters you can talk about. Okay, the last question that I have for you is, what simulation environment you have used?
Ma'am, I'm currently using Cloud SIM Simulator.
Okay. Any other simulation environment you know apart from this?
There is Cloud SIM Analyst, and you have Cloud Fog and Edge. Yeah, Edge. I forgot the name. There are multiple. One is Cloud SIM Simulator.
Why you have chosen this Cloud SIM?
This is, all the simulators are extra. This is the base foundation through which they have made multiple versions out of it. This was the previous version through which all of them are incorporated. This actually has simulation attributes, and it has this data set which I needed, which was already pre-stored that they had taken, so it was easier for me to work on it.
Okay. So I would suggest you that you should also work on other simulators which are available. And the data set which are publicly available, rather than the data set which is there in the simulator.
Yes, ma'am. This was actually publicly available, but after this, they didn't publish any data. So that's one of the key improvements that needs to be done. If somebody can probably extract the data set or get the information, so that would be useful. That's one future scope.
So that is another research question you have now.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that would be a future scope associated with
yes exactly. Okay, good. Thank you for presenting.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vandana, for that wonderful inputs and valuable insights you have provided to the presenter. Now we can proceed with the next presentation.
Next, we would like to invite Pranjali Srivastav, who will be talking about FECD, Facial Expression Classification and Detection, with the paper ID 115.
Next, I would like to invite paper ID 119, Machine Learning Algorithms for Disease Diagnosis Using Medical Records, a comparative study presented by Ashrulekha Gupta. I kindly request Ms. Ashrulekha Gupta to start their presentation.
You can proceed with your presentation.
Dear presenter, you are not audible. Please check your mic settings. Volume.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you're very much audible. Now you can start. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I'm Chaitra, BTech second year student from Jain University, Bangalore. My topic for presentation today is machine learning algorithms for disease diagnosis using medical records, a comparative analysis. As we all know, machine learning algorithms have revolutionized the medical industry by introducing artificial intelligence to categorize patient data. They analyze medical imaging data and classify diseases, improving diagnostic accuracy and saving time for busy institutions. This study evaluates 4 machine learning algorithms in various medical contexts, such as cardiac care and breast cancer diagnosis. The algorithms assessed include logistic regression, random forest, deep neural networks, and gradient boosting. We use the heart disease UCI dataset, and the study evaluates the accuracy of cardiovascular disease prediction algorithms using accuracy ratings and confusion matrices. Machine learning algorithms have immense potential to improve healthcare decision-making processes, and this study demonstrates their importance in the medical field. The objectives of this paper is to how different machine learning algorithms such as logistic regression, random forest classification, deep neural networks, and gradient boosting can predict the likelihood of cardiovascular disease development in patients using the heart disease UCI dataset. To explore the strengths and weaknesses of each algorithm and the applications in various domains. Finally, we will evaluate the effectiveness of each algorithm using measures like accuracy score and confusion matrix. So the overview of machine learning techniques. There are several applications of machine learning, including image and video, speech recognition, natural language processing, recommendation system, and predictive modeling. 2 popular machine learning models are logistic regression and random forest. Logistic regression is a statistical model that analyzes the relationship between the binary or categorical dependent variable and one or more independent variables. Meanwhile, random forest is an ensemble learning method that combines multiple decision trees to make predictions, commonly used for classification and regression tasks. Another fascinating model is deep neural networks, which are inspired by the human brain structure and function. It involves multiple layers of interconnected neurons that process input data and make predictions. Finally, gradient boosting is another ensemble learning method that combines multiple weak learners, usually decision trees, to make predictions by iteratively adjusting the weights of the training data. It is commonly used for regression and classification tasks. The high-level view of the paper. This study aims to predict likelihood of individual developing heart disease using heart disease UCI dataset. The study is an important step towards identifying and mitigating the risk factors associated with the heart disease. To achieve this goal, we have utilized the machine learning models, as I previously said. So each model was carefully trained and evaluated using combination of data pre-processing techniques such as exploratory data analysis, one-hot encoding, and scaling. The performance of each model was also assessed using a variety of metrics, including confusion matrices and accuracy score. This study sheds light on effectiveness of each machine learning model in predicting heart disease. The operational view. We have used heart disease UCI dataset, which includes 303 instances. There are 14 attributes in the paper, in which 165 people have heart disease and 138 do not have. Basically, this data set is used for classification models. So here we have given the age distribution of heart disease UCI data set and the correlation matrix, how the attributes are related to each other. So here, as we can see, the categorical features were incorporated into this data set and transformed using one-hot encoding. The data was scaled in range of 0 to 1 and segregated into training and testing data sets using NumPy values. So then we applied the 4 models: logistic regression, random forest, deep neural network, and gradient boosting. And then we obtained the result as in confusion matrices and accuracy scores. So in our proposed methodology, first model is the logistic regression model. The data set was pre-processed using various techniques such as data splitting, calibration, and evaluation using accuracy score and confusion matrix. The logistic regression model was used to predict the occurrence of cardiac disease in patients. The second model is the random forest classification model. This model involved importing necessary components of sklearn, partitioning the dataset into training and testing sets, creating a random forest classifier consisting of 100 trees, utilizing the prediction function to anticipate the target variable of the testing set, and calculating the confusion matrix and accuracy score as we did in the previous one. Next, we have deep neural networks model. Here, the neural network architecture was constructed using the Keras module. Data pre-processing techniques, as we previously saw, the one-hot encoding was used, and data was scaled to a range of 0 to 1. Two-layer deep neural network was trained with 100 backpropagation iterations with 32 element batches. The model's performance was evaluated using, as I previously said, confusion matrix and accuracy score. Lastly, we have the gradient boosting model. Here, the data set was partitioned into training and testing set. Gradient boosting classifier was initialized and trained with the training set. The testing was done and then predicted using the predict function, and the model's performance was evaluated using the confusion matrix. So the effectiveness of the 4 models was assessed, and the results are presented in these 2 graphs. The first graph shows the accuracy ratings of each model, with random forest achieving the highest precision level of 0.99, followed by gradient boosting by 0.97, and deep neural network by 0.94, logistic regression at 0.81. This data provides insights into models' precision levels, enabling researchers to make informed decisions suitably for future research. The second graph displays the receiver operating characteristic curve for each model. That's the ROC curve, indicating the respective efficacy. The area under the curve was also computed with individual graphs presenting the ROC curve and AOC for each model, with corresponding labels superimposed. This information is very crucial for evaluating the model's effectiveness and determining the suitability for classification of heart diseases in future studies. The future scope includes when we While the heart disease data set has been valuable resource in evaluating the effectiveness of machine learning algorithms and predicting cardiac disease, there's much more to explore. One area for further investigation is the comparison of other machine learning algorithms used in healthcare, such as support vector machines, k-nearest neighbors, and decision trees. Evaluating the effectiveness in predicting various diseases uses dataset can provide more comprehensive and understanding of the potential of these algorithms in healthcare. So to conclude, we found out that random forest showed the highest accuracy with 0.99 for this data set. Further research is needed to explore the potential of other algorithms for feature selection techniques and pre-processing methods. Overall, we need to take care of the privacy of the patients and patient data, and this field can evolve future. We need to ensure that the ethical considerations are met and new algorithms are tested thoroughly before being implemented in clinical settings. These are the references that we used in our paper. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the presentation. Now I request Dr. Vandana, in case of any questions, ma'am, you can proceed.
First of all, I would like to congratulate you for the selection of your paper.
Thank you, ma'am.
I have few queries here. Your paper title is Machine Learning Algorithms for Disease Diagnosis using medical records, right?
Yes.
And in the paper, you're talking about the heart disease data set.
Yes.
Can you please elaborate more on this?
So machine learning algorithms for disease diagnosis. Here we have used the model to predict whether a person has a heart disease or not. We have 4 models that we are used to compare which one gives the best accurate model. So we are diagnosing whether the person has heart disease or not, and we found out that random forest algorithm can be used to diagnose this disease.
Why you have come to a conclusion that random forest is the best for diagnosis?
Because
any specific?
Yes, ma'am. The accuracy was more compared to all others. So that's why we have come to a conclusion that that is the best model.
That accuracy can be because of the data set.
Yes, ma'am. If we apply random forest in other models also, we get very high accuracy for it. As we previously saw the previous paper also, for the Parkinson's disease, random forest had the highest accuracy.
But there must be some factor why random forest is giving the highest accuracy. I want to know that.
Random forest uses ensemble learning, so which combines hundreds of decision trees. So the output is generated many times and a combined output is obtained. That's why random forest is used. It's very fast.
Okay. Can you explain the F1 score? What do you understand by F1? You're muted. Please unmute yourself.
Mitra, you mute yourself.
Sorry. By mistake. We haven't used that concept in this paper, sorry, so I'm not well aware of that.
Okay, so what do you understand by confusion matrix?
Confusion matrix is a matrix which gives the information of true positive values, false positive, true negative, and false negative for the model for the output that is predicted by the model.
Okay, and you have used only one data set for heart disease patient?
Yes.
Can you explain the data set?
Yes, so heart disease UCI data set has 303 entries, the instances. There are no duplicate values in that. So there are 14 attributes which explain the patient's heart conditions like angina, blood sugar level, their heart. So in that we have 165 patients who have heart disease. So their value is given as 1 and 138 people don't have. So other heart disease. So that is given as 0. This data set is mostly used for classification models. Researchers and practitioners usually use this model for machine learning for classification.
Okay. Okay. So only one data set you have used. What was the age of the patient?
The age is usually above 15.
Above 15.
Ma'am,
Above 15.
yes, especially the middle-aged and older people.
Okay. Only one data set you have applied.
Yes.
And what was the source for that data set?
We have taken this data. It's a publicly available data set. We have taken this from cattle.
From cattle. Okay. And what was the accuracy rate percentage? When you were applying random forest, what was the accuracy achieved?
0.9.
What do you mean by 0.99?
We can say that the model works 99% properly. I mean, classifies predicts the model people who have heart disease and who do not have heart disease accurately by for 9 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. You have answered all my questions.
Thank you.
Thank you and all the best for your future work.
Thank you, ma'am.
Moving on to the next paper, paper ID 121, a study of cryptographic techniques adopted in blockchain. Our presenter is Sarita Jain. Kindly requesting Sarita Jain to start with the presentation. Is there anybody else on behalf of Sarita that would be presenting the paper?
Let's continue to our next presentation. Paper ID 128, Application of Intelligent Computing, IC, in Human Resources, HR Analytics, Towards Better Tomorrow, by Amrisha Miss Monica. Is there any corresponding author? Okay, so paper ID 129, advancements in fintech and security challenges of banking industry, by Sangha Mitra Bhopal.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, sir, can you just give us 2 minutes? We are actually trying to connect. Just 2 minutes, sir. I think paper ID is 129. Or sir, can we do in meantime, can I give the presentation 128? My paper ID is 128. Till the time.
Okay, so
Sorry?
So paper ID 128 can be continued.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir. Just a second. I'm just sharing my screen. Is it visible? Hello?
Yes, it is
Yes,
visible.
it's visible.
Okay, great. So a very good morning to all the faculty members and everybody who's present here. The topic is application of intelligent computing in human resources analytics towards better tomorrow. So my paper ID is 128 and I am Amrisha Minocha from Graphic University, Dehradun. So we had to, we along with my colleagues, we have submitted this paper. The other co-authors are Ms. Samitra Gopal and Ms. Priyanka. So if we talk about the brief introduction about what we have spoken in or what we have written in this particular paper, it's precisely talking about the human resource management, how it is changing its space now. Initially, we all started with a very basic or rudimentary kind of a human resource management, wherein everything was, documented, everything was in a form of paper, and there was no automation. And, coming from that, I have also worked in the HR for a lot of time. So I can reminisce the time when we used to do everything over, registers and not, through computers and use AI. The sheer intelligence of the HR recruiting person was tested, especially at the time of, them taking interviews. But now things have changed, and now intelligent computing system has taken a toll over perhaps all the other domains of management, primarily HR in a lot of ways. And like it states here that intelligent computing has a very strong influence on many domains in the organizations. So what I've tried to do here is we have done a literature review, and out of all the papers that we have studied, we could shortlist 63 of them. And 63 papers are the ones which have spoken or written about using AI, using CI types, any type of CI that has been used in any function of HR. So like when I'll take you through the presentation, you will, I think, have a better idea about the types of intelligent computing systems and how it is contributing to other functions of HR. So a little introduction, what I could, coming from a management background, I could decipher that AI is something which is to do with the computer science area and has creation of intelligent machines that work and act like humans, which is now being used in HR, in all the other functions like recruiting, selecting people, and compensation management, everything that we can think of. And intelligent computing, it is all-inclusive technical system which is uniting abundance of technologies, the latest trend, and having prominent features of automation and integration for better decision making. So these are some computational intelligence techniques. We use fuzzy sets, we use artificial neural networks, evolutionary computing. Of course, we have a lot of sub bifurcations under this. So this is it. And there are certain applications in the HR that we are seeing, like resume scanning. Now, something like resume scanning has always been difficult for an HR personnel, because I can reminisce my time when we used to receive like 100 CVs something, and we had to actually screen the best candidate, best fit candidate out of all these things. So the best part now is we don't have to do it. The system, the AI, the Autobots are doing it for us. And they are also not even this. They
Sorry
are
to interrupt you,
yeah.
but can you please switch on your camera?
Okay, just a second.
Yeah.
Am I
Yeah.
visible? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay. So yeah. So another application of CI in HR that we could study during making of this paper was simplifying the communication. Organizations have started using ERP and other modes of communication within the organization system. In fact, when if I could again go back to the times when I was working, we used to have some wearable IoTs, wherein the sales people used to go and punch their location, and it used to reflect in our screens like where exactly they are. Because in real estate, the sales people are they are very versatile, and they are going around places. So we had to keep a track on all this. So AI, that's where AI and CI are playing prominent role. Not only these, but other things like task automation, referral system. They perhaps one of the most underrated function of HR, wherein we had to make a call and check whether the employee had previously worked in this organization or not. And then we had to write it down everything. But herein we are not doing anything. We are using fuzzy logic techniques and the other techniques. When I go through this presentation, it will become more clear. So this is where all the application of CI in HR is taking place. The methodology or the research design that has been inculcated in this is that we have used secondary data to a certain different perspectives that have been published before on Scopus. Primarily, we have used Scopus, only Scopus database. And this is the current, the study is exploratory research design in nature. While doing this, we only went through all the Scopus database, and through that we could shortlist, or we could finalize through the research papers that we had studied some keywords like HR analytics, HR resource analytics, workforce analytics, data analytics, differently by different nomenclatures which are being used these days. And also we had refined it more by using CI techniques like fuzzy logic, ML, predictive modeling, predictive analysis, NNN, ANN, and Bayesian approach, data mining, random forest, etc. After doing all this, after segregating all the papers and going through and I would say minimizing all the papers and cleaning all of them by getting rid of all the papers on the basis of the title. After reading the title, after reading their abstracts, we could shortlist 55 of them, and 9 more were found relevant when we had gone through the papers through their references. So in total, it is 63 articles. This is what we could make out of it. I'll just zoom it more for you. I hope it's visible. So the papers, the 63 papers that have been, who have written about using CI techniques in HR and making it better and making it, better in terms of better HR analytics. So under machine learning, we could see that papers have been published using random forest, assemble method, methodological approach, algorithm video, ANN, uplift model, cluster analysis, latent ability, and quartile regression. And these arrows perhaps indicate that what all functions of HR it has impacted or what has affected. So like we can see the orange ones are the papers that have adopted the ML technique. They have worked on bettering the workforce analytics, bettering the attrition, and employee churn, also called as employee churn prediction, emotional labor, which is being talked about a lot these days, internal mobility, and job satisfaction, absenteeism, secure privacy. I mean, of course, this is just a diagrammatic representation. If we go to the further bifurcation in a better format, this is what it looks like. So under ML, 3 papers have been written or published considering the workforce analytics. And attrition, they have written 6 papers considering attrition, how to better the attrition, absenteeism 1, job satisfaction 3, salary, where they have used CI techniques to better the salary, where they have used techniques to better recruitment and talent management. 4 papers have been published. Bi-level optimization have been adopted as a CI technique to better the recruitment and compensation model, but only 1 paper has been published. So on and so forth it goes. And as we can see that majority of the papers have been published in machine learning area, whereas leaving Bayesian approach and BI level optimization, only 1 or 2 papers have been presented in that case. If we go through the conclusion, part, we see that out of 63 publication, a major chunk, that is 40 publications, are using machine learning techniques, which has been represented in table 1. And it can also be stated that there is a huge scope for the further researchers to explore other facets of HR. Most of them have been only talking about, turnover. Like we can see 16 out of 63 papers have talked about only attrition, how to better attrition by using different ML techniques. But perhaps there are so many other things. There, like only one has been published in terms of, I think, your emotional stress and emotional labor. So upcoming topics like bettering the work-life balance and bettering the quality of work life, they have not written anything and not used anything, any CI technique to better that. So that can give us a huge scope. Nothing has been done as of now to better the compensation packages and design a training program. Perhaps training program is a reoccurring feature or reoccurring function in your HR. Employee engagement, employee enhancement still remains untouched. So this is there, and a lot of researchers are also stating, not only researchers, but also I would say articles and blogs that are coming up from Mercer's and Tar Watson. They are stating that CEOs and other researchers are more, giving emphasis on employee engagement part. They want their employees to be engaged and retained in a better way. So far there is no research as such, and considering any CI technique which can be used to better the employee engagement. So this is my submission, in this paper. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
Now I request Dr. Vandana. In case of any query, ma'am, you can please proceed.
I have one question only. Ma'am, if you can just tell me whether it is a systematic study.
Yes, ma'am, it is a systematic literature review study.
Okay, so how many papers were included in this?
Ma'am, 63.
63.
Yes.
Have you applied any analysis tool for this?
No, ma'am, not as of now. I was thinking of using a Sansa method, but perhaps I have not. And I have screened the titles. I have gone through the papers and abstract, and from that we could find out 63 papers of a shortlist after that.
And what was the time duration?
Ma'am,
of the papers?
It was from beginning of 2000. The year was 2000.
Okay, so from
because
2000,
after 2000 only AI has started started giving more importance, especially in India.
Okay, so my one suggestion is that you go for a bibliometric analysis.
Sure, ma'am. I'll
with
write
the
it
help
down.
of please, bibliometric analysis with WAS viewer.
Okay, ma'am.
You need to extract the data of all the papers published in this domain. When you say computer intelligence, we have got so many of them. So it is not about only ML, it is deep learning also, it is machine learning, it is computer vision. There are so many technologies, disruptive technologies, which are part of computer intelligence.
Right,
so I would suggest that you go for a systematic literature review by applying WAS viewer and do the bibliometric analysis.
Right.
That will come out as a very good paper on this topic. And you have to narrow down the research, what research you're trying to, what the problem you're trying to solve here is. It is very broad right now.
Yes, ma'am.
According to the title.
Nice, ma'am.
So you have to narrow down the scope, and then you have to search vertically.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, all right. I have noted it down. So I'll be working on that.
Adding to Dr. Vandana ma'am's statement, I would like to request you, you need to add more keywords while searching on Scopus database, because you are able to find 63 papers because the keyword you are utilizing is only limited. Please add more keywords and you will be able to find more research papers on this topic.
Right, sir. I've noted the same as well. I'll do that.
Yes, very well said, Dr.
Right.
Ravneet. I completely agree to what sir has said. You have to use a broad keyword, and you have to do your search very vertically on a specific program. On a very specific program you have to do.
Right, ma'am. I'll take
Thank
care
you
of
very
that.
much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, organizers.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Moving on to our next paper, paper ID 129, Advancements in FinTech and Security Challenges of Banking Industry. Our presenter would be Sangmitra Gopal. I request the presenter to kindly start with their presentation.
Sir, Sangmitra madam is actually sitting with me. We are colleagues. Can you allow us just 2 minutes so that we can connect? There's some problem with the system actually. We're just trying to fix it. Just
sure.
Just a minute.
Yeah, sure.
In the meanwhile, we can ask the next presenter to present, ma'am. Dr. Vandana, if you allow.
Yes, sir, please proceed.
Okay, moving on to the next paper ID 137, Silkworm Incubator by Iliru Sai and Janvi. I would kindly request the presenter to kindly start with their presentation.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, your screen is visible. Please start with the presentation.
Yes, ma'am. My paper is about Silkworm Incubator. And my paper ID is 137. I am the presenter. And the main agenda of the Silkworm Incubator is a purpose and objective, literature survey, these and all. And the main purpose of the sericulture is the production of silk by rearing the silkworms. Actually, silkworms will survive according to some environmental conditions like temperature, humidity, air, and all. If it will be greater than 30 degrees, it will be affected, or less than 20 degrees also it will be affected. The temperature condition should be in between 23 to 28 degrees, and the relative humidity will be in the if it will be the low relative humidity, the silkworms will get hydrated, and these will make the silkworms to grow not well, and the air circulation and light should be according to the needs, and light should not be much more for silkworms. It should be moderate, and the silk will be produced by reeling the cocoons. In this we have to we are showing the prototype of the silkworm, and the main objective of the of our silkworm incubator is we have to help the farmers by preparing the cost-effective silkworm incubator, and these will be helps to increase the production of silk. And according to our scenario, China is the first silk producer, and it is about 70 to 80%. And the second silk producer is our India. It is 80% only. So to increase the production, we are going to automation of silk worm. And in literature survey, we are taking some basic as a management of climatic factors for successful silkworm. In this paper, they are discussing about the factors of the environmental conditions which will affect the silkworm, and the second one will help to how the eggs required hatching process will be, and the third one cultivation of virus grasseries of
in silkworm tissue cultures. These will help the female silkworm, how the silkworm effects of the effects will be, means about the health issues of the silkworm in growing the female silkworm. And the tools we have used we are using both hardware and software tools. In the hardware tools, we are using temperature and humidity sensor, relay and node MCU, LED, cooling fans and jumper wires, also 3.7 volts battery, and software requirements, we are using Arduino IDE. In hardware requirement, temperature and humidity sensor, we are using DHT22. It will be used to know the to show the values of the certain room, and it will all say the temperature and humidity values. Relay is used to control the cooling fan, and it will be automatically controlled without the human intervention. And node MCU is our microcontroller. It is cost effective, and it has inbuilt Wi-Fi module, and the LED is used for light to produce the light of the silkworm incubator. If the temperature is beyond 30 degrees, the cooling fan will be turned on. If the temperature is less than 25 or 23 degrees, it will be the LED will be turned on. And the jumper wires are used to connect all these sensors and our hardware requirements. And 3.7 volt battery is used for power supply. And in software requirements, we use Arduino IDE. The Arduino IDE is used for programming, and it is used. We use Arduino IDE for automation. Likewise, when the temperature is above 29 degrees, the cooling fan will be turned on. If the temperature will be less than 23 degrees, the light will be turned on. It will be the vice versa. If the cooling fan will be turned on and the light turned off, and the light will be turned on. In the proposed work, we are used both software and hardware tools. The temperature variations are, we have used these prototypes to control the variations of the environment in the silkworm incubator. We are using this incubator to grow the silkworms in a healthy manner. And the proposed system is consists of temperature, and temperature range will be in the 23 to 28 degrees, and the relative humidity will be 70 to 80 degrees. And the node MCU will work as microcontroller. These DHT22 will take the temperature and humidity values and gives to the node MCU, and the values will be printed in the Arduino IDE where we are programmed. The relay is controlled by the cooling fan will be controlled by the relay, and the 3.7 volt battery will be the power supply of the relay. And LED is used for to heat the conditions and to produce, to give the light to the silkworms. It need not be extended. And these node MCU, all the hardware components are connected to the node MCU, and these node MCU will be connected with the PC with the help of connector as a USB cable. And the silkworm incubator consists of these following hardware and software components. The main purpose of our program design is to activate the action of the controller, and in Arduino IDE we have to select some ports. Here we have used COM4 port for running the node MCU, and it is the easiest way to Arduino IDE is the easiest environment. It is a simple environment when compared to another environment, other environments. Here is our circuit diagram for our prototype, and this node MCU is connected with LED and DHT22 and relay. This relay is connected to the cooling fan via 3.7 volts battery, and control these cooling fan will be controlled by the relay. This is the working principle of the of our prototype. The temperature and humidity will be given to the DHT22. These DHT22 will send the values to the node MCU. These will be printed in the our PC, and if the temperature is high, the cooling fan will be turned on. If temperature is low, the LED will be turned on. Both are vice versa. And here we can see the results of our program. If it will be the 32.40 degrees centigrade, and at that if it is beyond 30 degrees, the cooling fan is turned on. And if it is less than 20 degrees, the light LED will be turned on. Here you can see the result. If the temperature is higher than 28 degrees, the cooling fan is turned on and the LED is turned off, as shown here. If the temperature is less than or equal to 28 degrees, then it will turn off the fan and LED will be on. And for this project, we are concluding the variations occurred in our silkworm incubator prototype, and we used the DHT22 sensor to control the temperature and humidity readings. And if it is beyond 30 degrees, the LED, the cooling fan is turned on. If it is less than 28 degrees, the LED will be turned on. This overall prototype shows how the other components are connected with the node MCU, and how these node MCU is connected with our PC, and these hardware components is connected to the Arduino IDE, and the readings will be printed. And in future, we will grow the silkworms with our equipment, and the data will be stored in the cloud. These will be used for analysis. These are the references we have used for our project. And let me show the video. Let me show the video when the temperature is high. When temperature is 33 degrees, the cooling fan will be automatically turned on.
Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation, and it was very, very insightful. Now I request Dr. Vandana. Dr. Vandana, in case of any question.
First of all, I would like to congratulate you
Thank you, ma'am.
for coming up with that system.
Thank
What is, I have only one question. What is the limitation of the present system, what that we have proposed?
We have given limitation as if the temperature is less than 28 degrees, we have given a LED turned on, ma'am. If the temperature is greater than 30 degrees, we ask it to turn on the cooling fan, ma'am. We can change according to our needs, ma'am.
So is this a limitation that you can change according to your needs?
Yes, ma'am. Means for silkworm, it should have 5 instars, ma'am. In one instar, we have to change according to the its growth. We have to change its temperature and humidity values, ma'am. So we given as a limitation, ma'am.
Okay.
Do you have any prospective plans to commercialize this idea of yours?
Sir, I can't get you, sir.
I'm asking, do you have any prospective plans to commercialize this research which you are carrying out?
Yes, sir. We have to complete this whole project, and we have to give it to the farmers, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Moving back to paper ID 129. Are you ready with your paper?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next presentation, next paper is Advancement in FinTech and Security Challenges of Banking Industry. Paper ID 129 by Samitra Upa. I request kindly the presenter to start with the presentation.
First of all, good afternoon to all of you. This is Samitra, and I'm presenting my paper on the topic Advancement in FinTech and Security Challenges of Banking Industry. And as we all know that FinTech is the most exciting topic nowadays, and FinTech or financial technology refers to the innovation of
I'm
financial.
really sorry to interrupt you with me.
Yeah.
Could you kindly switch your camera on?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Am I visible now?
Yes, you're visible.
Okay. As I was talking about FinTech, FinTech has innovated financial services and solutions. FinTech companies has leverages technology to offer range of financial services that are more efficient and convenient and affordable in comparison to the traditional services which we used to have earlier. And the rise of financial technology has transformed the financial industry, and fintech companies have disrupted the traditional banking system, and it has overtaken everything. Over the recent few years, even after COVID, it has swamped, it has overtaken everything. But there are some challenges we all will face if the fintech industry will take over, and it can be cyber security threats. The in these platforms, it is very easy to it is very easy that we can lose our personal data, or there can be theft of credit card information, identification theft, and insider threats are very common nowadays. Just like we used to hear about insider trading, third party risk. If we if we are using P2P lending services, it is very easy for the other party to lose our data from their end. But there are some things that can help us to mitigate the risk of these threats, like encryption. We have we can encrypt our security, two-step verification. Even if we log in into somewhere or into some other software, it asks us for two-step authentication process. Artificial intelligence and machine learning can help in massive volumes of fraudulent activities. It can stop the fraudulent activities. Continuous monitoring. It is capable of continuous monitoring, and it can analyze the credit worthiness of a person in a very on point. And these are the impact of fintech on banking sector security: P2P lending, online payment, consumer and commercial lending space, highly regulated and low operational cost. The operational cost is usually less because the space of physical format is nowadays is eliminated. These are the some scopes. Employment opportunities have been increased. Cost effectiveness. It is cost effective. It has break down the traditional financial biases. It has more financial outreach. It can reach to maximum people. And commercially, we can say that we can identify the target market, conduct a market analysis, and develop a comprehensive security solution. Test and validate the solution, create a marketing and sales strategy, establishing partnership and monitoring the refined solution. We can provide all these through fintech and banking to the common people. And in the end, I would like to conclude that the integration of fintech and banking has brought about numerous benefits to the financial service industry. It has improved the efficiency and convenience and access of financial services. We can access the banking from anywhere nowadays. It is not required for us to go to the bank or to see how much amount is in our bank account or anything like that. We can access it from anywhere. And both fintech and traditional banks must prioritize the security of the people, and multi-factor authentication, encryption, and biometrics and regulatory security audits should be done. And this is how I would like to conclude the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the presentation. Now I request Dr. Vandana in case of any questions.
I want to understand the contribution of your work.
Okay. Actually, the thing is that, first of all, I'm very new to all these things. I'm doing this for the first time. And as I got to know that some conference is going to happen, and I have convinced myself for pursuing PhD in fintech industry. That is why I was looking for how fintech and banking system can transform or can bring some changes to the lives of people. Or nowadays, not most of the people, but there are people who all are not aware about the fintech. And
Sangamitra, I would suggest you to go for a very systematic literature review.
Okay.
Okay, for last 20 years, whatever papers have been published for fintech and the challenges which are being faced in fintech, to go through those papers, you identify the future scope.
Yes, ma'am.
You identify a problem. and then you start working towards it. I mean, right now, the article, the paper that you have presented here is more or less is like an article on fintech.
Okay.
Am I right? So this is my suggestion to you. Please expand your knowledge base by doing a systematic literature review. Please go through that. It will help you.
Yes, sure, ma'am.
Yeah, that is only my suggestion to you.
Yeah, ma'am.
All the very best for your
Thank
future.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you so much.
Now we can proceed with the next presentation.
Moving on to the next paper, paper ID 139, implementation of machine learning classification techniques for intrusion detection system. Our presenter is William B. I will kindly request William B to start with the presentation. So as this session is now coming to an end, I would like to conclude by thanking our founder, Mr. Ashokesh Johan sir, GVC sir, Gurinder sir, IEEE for conducting such a session. All the presenters, all faculty members and students, coordinators, also the IT support team and admin team. Collaborative efforts and hard work have made this event possible and successful. As we leave here today, I hope that you will take with you the knowledge, insights, and inspiration you have gained from this event. Whether it was a new idea, a new connection, or a renewed sense of purpose, I hope that this event has left you feeling empowered and motivated to achieve your goals. Thank you once again for your participation, your support, and your commitment to making the world a better place. Have a great day.
Sir, next session will be started what time, sir?
Next session कल होगा sir.
आज कुछ नहीं है इसमें?
इसमें ये सर सेशन खत्म.
ये वाला रूम खत्म है सर?
Yes.
Sir, actually the timing mentioned in my mail was 12:30.
Riyank, you didn't present it?
No, sir.
We still left with one presentation. Riyank, you can proceed. I'll request the external.
रवनीश सर जो शेड्यूल में लिखा है 3 to 5 वो सेशन नहीं होगा इसमें?
हाँ वो सर सेकंड हाफ में है ना सर.
ठीक है.
सेकंड हाफ में.
ठीक है.
So can I start?
Yeah, Riyank, you can start.
Okay, sir. So is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible. Riyank, you can proceed.
Good morning, all of you. So myself Riyank, and today I'm gonna present my research paper, Geographical Crime Rate Prediction.
Riyank, sorry to interrupt. Kindly turn on the mic.
Okay.
The video.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Riyank, you're not audible.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, please proceed.
So good morning, all of you. My name is Riyank, and I am going to present my paper, Geographical Crime Rate Prediction. So this is the table of content. So talking about introduction, we all know crime is one of the biggest and dominating problem in our society. And it takes on many different forms and can be found in literally every corner of the society. And with the advancements in technology, new types of crimes are also emerging. However, traditional crimes are always prevalent. And one of the major challenges in combating crime is that criminals have becoming increasingly sophisticated and are using technology to carry out their illegal activities. Therefore, machine learning will definitely play a greater role in predicting crime by analyzing the past historical crime data. And it can identify patterns which will be beneficial to make predictions. So our objective is to explore the different approaches and techniques of machine learning, which will be definitely used for predicting crime rates based on geographical data. This study involves analyzing crime data from various geographical locations and developing predictive models to identify the areas with a high risk of crime occurrence. So we have studied and done the literature review related to our field, and one of the papers suggests that there are numerous uses of machine learning techniques, and it is beneficial in predicting crime outcomes. And the other paper suggests that the operation of the data wrangling process can be applied in database systems to clean the data obtained from many heterogeneous sources and during their acquisition and integration. And one of the papers suggests that about KNN. So KNN is a powerful machine learning approach which can be used for regression as well as classification problems. And it organizes data into logical clusters or subsets and categorizes freshly entered data depending on how closely it resembles data from training sets. So next is methodology. As we all know, there are various components of crime rate prediction, and there are various steps involved, such as data gathering, data collection, choosing an appropriate model, training the model, and then testing and conclude to a prediction. So first is data gathering. So this project involves collecting and preparing the data that will be used to train the machine learning models. And data may be gathered from multiple sources, a variety of sources, and may need to be cleaned. Second step is data pre-processing. So data pre-processing plays a very crucial role in any project, as it includes number of steps such as data cleaning, data integration, data transformation, and data reduction. So data integration is basically integrating data from multiple resources while maintaining its integrity and preserving its essential and important features. Next is data wrangling. So we involve data wrangling to examine the data quality and carry out any essential cleanup procedures, followed by data exploration to develop intuition about the data and understand the factors. And using the traditional approach, we discovered that there are 2,323 duplicate values and they were removed. We also employed feature engineering in this project, which is to create new variables from existing variables. We extracted different features and attributes from the data. And to predict crime rates in various geographical locations, this study employs various algorithms like SGD, KNN, random forest, AdaBoost, and light GVM. And this study makes use of a dataset from San Francisco open data that contains records of criminal activity from 12 years. The data spans from 2003 to 2015, and we extracted 9 features and 8,78,049 samples from the data. So according to our research, there are typically 389 occurrences each day, having a standard variation of 48.51 as shown in the figure. And we also used heat map to show that that among the city's different districts, South District is having the highest incident rate. And we also draw a graph which displays the typical number of incidents on hourly basis for 5 different crime categories. And to determine which algorithms have a considerable advantage over others, we used a number of algorithms like KNN, which I already mentioned, and random forest, and some boosting algorithms like XGBoost and AdaBoost. So these are the results which we obtained from performing operations on the training set using various algorithms. And the results suggest that the use of machine learning algorithms can be effective in predicting crime rates and will definitely provide valuable insights, which will certainly help law enforcement agencies and policymakers to help prevent and reduce the crime in the future occurrences. So talking about conclusion, as previously mentioned in the results, crime prediction using geographical data has several benefits as well as disadvantages, as it is not completely accurate. However, challenges that needs to be addressed to improve accuracy will be there. And these challenges include accurate and reliable data and collaboration between different agencies and researchers. And the findings can inform future research on crime prediction and can also inform policymakers to reduce crime in the future. These are the references, and this concludes my presentation. Thank you. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, you are very much audible. And I would like to congratulate you for this kind of paper, the research, the kind of research you have done. Ranit sir, your comments?
Priyank, wonderful research work, and I would like to congratulate for being selected for this conference. Can you please define me the limitations of the research which you have faced while conducting this research?
Sir, actually, we took data from San Francisco. Actually, 12 years, there was 12 years data we took, but we used a variety of algorithms, as I already mentioned, but results are not 100% accurate. There is no surety of accuracy. We can't obtain 100% accuracy, but it will definitely benefit policymakers to reduce crime and to predict better in the future.
No, but the results are not accurate, then how will it help?
Ma'am, no, results are not 100% accurate.
How we are going to generalize this research if you yourself, the researcher yourself is claiming that 100% results are not accurate?
Sir, actually, crime rate in this field, there were a lot of research papers and research work already done, but not even a single research paper suggests that their results are 100% accurate. There is an accuracy rate of 98 to 99%.
So did you use any validation scale for that? Just to define that it is 90% accurate or 100% accurate. Did you use any validation scale?
No, sir. Actually, I used a different set of algorithms which are new, like they were not used in this research work.
Perfectly fine. Dr. Vinita, anything, any other question from your side?
Which is the prominent algorithm which you have used in this work?
Ma'am, random forest and KNN.
Both.
Ma'am, I used 4 to 5 to 6 algorithms, but main were random forest and KNN.
Okay. Okay, fine. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Reyank.
Thank you, sir.
Now I request Yashodhan to kindly give the closing speech for the session.
So as the session is now coming to an end, I would like to conclude by thanking our founder, Mr. Ashok Chauhan, sir, GVC, Gurendra, sir, IEEE for conducting such a session, all the presenters, all faculty members and students, coordinators, also the IT support team and admin team. Collaborative efforts and hard work have made this event possible and successful. As we leave here today, I hope that you will take with you the knowledge, insights, and inspiration you have gained from this event. Whether it was a new idea, a new connection, or a renewed sense of purpose, I hope that this event have left you feeling empowered and motivated to achieve your goals. Thank you once again for your participation, your support, and your commitment to making the world a better place. Have a great day.